Thanks to Ohuhu for sponsoring this video. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura and in today's video we're testing Ohuhu's brand new marker refills. As you probably know by now, Ohuhu markers are one of my favorite art supplies to work with, especially for my more finished illustrations, but also for quick sketches in my sketchbook. Over the years I gathered quite a huge collection of Ohuhu markers and I'm very happy and excited about the fact that they are now refillable. They come in the 51 most popular colors and can be purchased individually for only $4.99. The refills are dedicated for the different Ohuhu series Honolulu, Oahu, Molokai and Kala. The bottles contain an impressive ink volume of 16 milliliters. For your reference, it needs 3 milliliters to fill a marker of the Honolulu series completely, 2 milliliters for an Oahu or Kala series marker, and 5 milliliters for a Molokai series marker. That means you can refill a marker of the Molokai series up to 3 times, the Honolulu marker 5 times, and the Oahu or Kala series markers 8 times with only 1 ink refill bottle. There are 2 different ways to refill your Ohuhu markers and both are very quick and easy. The first one is to carefully pull out the nib, ideally using tweezers. I didn't have tweezers that were big enough, so I used a paper towel instead. And after removing the nib, you insert the ink nozzle into the core and refill the marker. In the end, you put back the nib. You can press it gently against a flat surface to get it back in place. And the second way to refill the marker is to drip the ink directly onto the nib. This method takes a bit longer than the first one, but it works just as well. The markers I refilled weren't completely empty yet, but they were a bit dry already. Refilling them made them feel as good and juicy as new and only took me a few minutes. When I think of ink refill kits, I remember my old printer. It was always the biggest mess to refill the ink. So I was really afraid of ruining our table. But Ohuhu's refills have the most user-friendly and mess-free design possible. The screw-on cap sits really tight and prevents ink leakage, and the extra long ink nozzle makes the refilling process very controllable and precise. The ink bottles are transparent and have a little scale to their side, so you can always achieve accurate control of the amount of ink you need per refill. I must say I'm really impressed by how easy it is to refill Ohuhu markers now. I probably won't use up all that ink for a very long time since they really seem to be very economical. I love that I can buy the color I need individually, and I think $4.99 is a really good price for 3 to 8 refills depending on the marker series. If you already have Ohuhu markers, I highly recommend you take a look at the refills as well. Since they are brand new, the stock is currently limited, so if you're interested, check them out sooner rather than later. Thank you again to Ohuhu for giving me the opportunity to try these out. Now let's talk a bit about the illustration I'm coloring using the markers I just refilled. My first idea was to draw some kind of ramen bowl, but the color palette I had to pick from didn't really work for that. So I decided to go for a more dreamy vibe instead and sketched out 2 koi fish in a bowl of water and also added some lily pads to it. I already knew that I wanted to add some stars and sparkles later on to achieve that galaxy vibe I love so much, so I went quite dark with the water. To be honest, I don't think that this is the most original idea I ever had, since fish or sea creatures combined with stars seem to be a very popular thing in general. But I didn't use any references for this little illustration, and I think it still turned out pretty cute. I am actually really happy with the colors Ohuhu sent me. When I'm picking a color palette, I don't usually gravitate towards purple, and especially not in combination with green. But now I'm in love with how well these colors go together. After I got my main colors down, I decided to make the water even darker using this beautiful blue color, and I also added some ornaments to the edge of the bowl. I wanted to add some texture to the drawing, so I mixed in a little bit of colored pencil. And I also added another layer of marker ink to the edges to give the whole illustration a little bit more depth and dimension. This is, by the way, one of my favorite things about alcohol-based markers, that you can slowly build them up by adding more layers of the same color or different colors. Now that there's fresh ink in my markers, the blending process works out way smoother than before. Once I was happy with the coloring, I went over the line art another time because it blended in with the marker ink a lot. I love colored line art and the soft yet vibrant look it creates. In the end, I'm adding some white highlights as well as the stars and sparkles I promised you earlier. And we're almost at the end of today's video. Again, thanks a lot to Ohuhu for sponsoring this video, and thank you guys for watching all the way till the end. Let me know you made it this far by commenting a fish emoji. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to check out Ohuhu and have a wonderful rest of your day.